Hello everyone, this is Whitebox here with another game of Spirit Island. Continuing my series of trying to get a level 6 adversary win with every spirit in the game, I'm moving on to Towering Roots of the Jungle next. Partly because I already have the Vitality tokens out, so why not? May as well give them a shot. Now I have played Vitality, or Towering Roots a couple times, not against a high level adversary though, so that'll be a little bit different. So I'm going to be playing against France 6. I think my goal here is to get the Incarna empowered as fast as I can, just because that'll let me stop builds. Seems like it'll be pretty good. And my initial explore was mountains, which on board A, probably the worst explore for me. I'm not going to be able to stop that city from being built in A1, so they are going to get an extra town from triangular trade. A lot of times against France, we can go entire games without that happening, but I don't really see a way that I can stop that. If I get a good miner with my growth, maybe I can. Also from the France 6 effect, I'm going to go ahead and put an explorer in my Incarna site because that's pretty safe. So let's go with that. I'm going to go with growth 2, so I can add a vitality token at my Incarna. The vitality tokens are also going to be good. They're going to help me deal with the France escalation, I think. So yeah, it's pretty good overall. Gain a power card. I'm going to gain a minor because I'm going to gain a major at the end of the turn from my power card. Dire Metamorphosis is an interesting one, especially with vitality tokens to eat the blight that it adds. So that's not bad. Blooddrass Predators is okay. Sky's Herald is interesting. I'm not sure that it's that great. It's got good elements. Really good elements for Revoke Sanctuary and Cast Out. But I think I'm going to go with Dire Metamorphosis. I think it's the best one here against France. It's really a good power in general. So yeah, so let's do that. Okay, I'm not going to play it right away, but it's good to have. Alright, I'm going to add a presence at a range of 1. I'm going to go from bottom. I think start working my way towards here, maybe? No, I can't do anything to stop that, so I'm just going to go here. At least so I get close to the coast. Okay. I get 1 energy. I think I'm going to play Boon of Resilient Power as well as Blooming of the Rocks and Trees. And that's that. So let's go into fast powers. I have none. Go into the invader phase. They're going to build in mountains. Let's see, I've got a town here, a city here, which does proc triangle trade. So when they build in a coastal city, we add 1 town to the adjacent land with the fewest towns. And I'm going to actually add it into A5. Because now if they explore into that land, they'll explore with 1 explorer. It's not the end of the world, really. So that's fine. That's that. Now we get an Exploring Sands. Okay. So there. 2 explorers here. Alright, annoying, but we'll see what I can do. Alright. So going into slow powers, first I'm going to do Blooming of the Rocks and Trees. So I'm going to add a Vitality token into A8. Going for the early empower, as early as I can possibly empower it. Alright, I don't have the ability to do both, so that's okay. Then I'm going to do Boon of Resilient Power. Let's wait on that in case I forget Boon of Resilient Power. So instead I'm going to do my innates. I've got a couple here. So first let's Revoke Sanctuary and Cast Out. It's got a range of 0, so I'm going to remove this town. And I generate 1 fear for that. Then I can gather up to 1 Dahan and 1 Explorer. I think I'll go here and here. Yeah, that should be fine. That way, at least I don't get the double town build there. It's possible I'll be able to stop it next turn. And I want the Incarna empowered because once it's empowered, I can start moving it around, and that's going to be really cool. Okay. So Boon of Resilient Power next. I don't have any destroyed presence, but I can gain a major power. Okay, alright. So I've got Ravaged Undergrowth Slithers back to life. Now, normally Blight removal is not great against France, but replacing Blight with Wilds is not bad. Wilds are really good against France. Also does decent damage. It's got Plant. Doesn't have good elements otherwise. But I do have the ability to threshold that once I get to 3 plays. So getting more Wilds is pretty good. So I like that. Flow like water, reach like air is a great power, but I don't know that I need it. Accelerated Rot does have Sun, which I like. And Rumbling Earthquakes is a great power. It's a little expensive. I don't think it's what I'm going to go for this game. So I think I'm between Accelerated Rot and Ravaged Undergrowth Slithers back to life. And I just think that Ravaged Undergrowth is going to be better. Wilds is just quite good against France, and gives me a lot of control and stuff, especially if I can threshold that later. So yeah, let's go for that. And I think I'll just forget. Let's see, Radiant and Hollow Grove is going to be great. Maybe Entwine the Fates of All? Yeah. Actually, I'm not going to gather this to Han. I'm going to leave that there because I'll be able to defend that land next turn. So I'm going to actually leave that one. So that was with my Shelter Under Towering Branches. I forgot that I have a defense card, so I'm going to make use of that. So what if I wanted to forget? I don't like doing it because it's got great elements, but I might need to forget Boon of Resilient Power. So I think Blooming of the Rocks and Trees is going to be a little bit stronger this game. It's free, adds tokens. Yeah, let's forget Boon of Resilient Power. I've got one good major that I can play around. I can probably just go with that and not pick up any other majors this game. We'll see how it goes. So, forgetting that. Okay. So that's that. Discard cards and go back to Growth. I'm going to go with Growth 3 or Growth 2 again. So I'm going to add a Vitality into this land. There are 3 Vitality tokens there, which means that I empower my Incarna. And my empowered Incarna stops builds. So, pretty good. Alright, I'm also going to get a power card. I'm going to gain a minor. Infested Aquifers is nice. Encompassing Ward is more defense. Thriving Choke Fungus is pretty good. Badlands and Disease is not terrible. Doesn't really have the land types that I need, though. Animated Rackroot is nice. It is slow, but it's free. It's the only free card here. I'm a little bit energy poor, so I think I'm going to take Animated Rackroot. Although, if I take Thriving Choke Fungus, it's going to be a little bit easier to threshold Ravaged Undergrowth so they're back to life, because it does have water and plant. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm going to go Thriving Choke Fungus. It's also just a fun power to say. Thriving Choke Fungus. Okay. So, tricky thing about France is going to be the turns 2 and 3, really. A lot of times, if you can get past those, you can win. They're very front-loaded, so I'm hoping that I'm not being too greedy by empowering my Incarna on turn 2. I also get to place a presence. I'm going to go from top, I think. Yeah, I don't have any other free cards, so I need 2 energy. So let's go top. And I might need another Sacred Site. I think I might be okay. Can hit this land with Ravaged Undergrowth so they're back to life to wipe it out, so that's good. So let's go here. I might be able to defend that a little bit later, or at least get my Incarna in there. So. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, cool. I get 2 energy. Actually, can't afford Ravaged Undergrowth, so they're back to life, so I'm not going to play that this turn. Might have to go up to that 4 energy spot rather than 3 card plays. We'll see. Maybe stockpile a little bit. Yeah, so if I'm not playing Ravaged Undergrowth, maybe not even this Reclaim cycle, I could probably do Thriving Choke Fungus and get some Badlands out. I'd like to hit another Sun card, but I don't have a Sun card I can play. So I'm not going to be able to revoke Sanctuary and cast out, so not a fantastic turn here for me. So let's just get the defense. That'll kill a town. And probably Dire Metamorphosis for the second one. Well, I can't kill that Explorer because my presence is there, so I might wait on that. So yeah, let's go with Thriving Choke Fungus instead. Okay, now I'm going to Fast Powers. The only one I have is Entwine the Fates of All, so I'm going to defend 2 in this land. And that's that. I've got my... Oh, I forgot to flip an event the first time. Matters a lot for France because of Slave Rebellion. So my first real event is going to be Cultural Assimilation. Annoying. On each board with exactly 1 Dahan that... in a land with exactly 1 Dahan that is has or is adjacent to a city, replace that Dahan with a town. Nothing I could have done to stop that. Even if I'd pulled this one out, this one still would have gotten converted, so very unfortunate to get that so early. And actually that's a France town. Beast attack, each beast deals 2 damage. Remove any token that destroys a town or city, that's fine. Keeping the town count down is going to be really important these first couple turns, so I'm okay with that. Reckless Offensive, on each board choose a land with at least 2 Dahan and at least 2 towns and cities. Doesn't apply. So. Okay. Ravage in Mountains. This one's defended 2, so Dahan will take a damage, fight back, destroy that town for a fear. Build in Sands. Explore into wetlands. It's not terrible. Okay, yeah, I can work with that. All right, so we go into slow powers. I'm going to do Thriving Choke Fungus, into this land, so it gets a Badlands and a disease. And then I don't have my nates, so I'm going to discard cards and go back to growth. Alright. Can get up to 3 energy. Okay. So I'm going to go for a growth 3 now. I get 1 energy for that. I'm going to gain a power card. I'm going to gain a minor, and hope I get a 0-cost one. I have a lot of 0-cost options, actually. Hazards is great. Flow down river is nice. Okay, yeah, these are decent. Carapace land is going to be good. Defend this 3 will be nice just to stop a cascade. Drift down into slumber, also pretty good. And both have earth and plant, so I like that. I've got nothing with sun, but that's okay. I can go bottom track for a sun. Yeah, so probably one of the defense cards is the way to go. And I think I prefer Carapace land because it can be a bigger defense. It's not land restricted, so let's go for that. And I can have extra range from my incarna, so the range restriction doesn't matter too much. Okay, let's see. So I also want to add a presence, I think bottom, so I can get a sun. Let's go. Let's go here. I think I'll keep just kind of spreading across the island. I'm going to need a sacred site, actually. I'm going to go in here. Then I'm going to replace one of these with my incarna. That way I still have the sacred site there. Alright, I get 2 energy. I'm going to go Ravaged Undergrowth Slithers back to life. And Carapace land. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, so that's my 3 energy. Now we go into the fast phase. So first I'm going to do Carapace land. I'm going to defend this one 3. Then I go to an event. Terror spikes upward. If you have any earned fear cards, resolve the first one now. Otherwise, 1 fear per player. So that gets me my first fear card. Secure settled territory on each board in a land with badlands or beasts and towns and cities. Destroy 1 badlands or beast. Oof, that's annoying. Okay. One of the few things that'll destroy badlands. 1 damage, so I can't kill an explorer at least. I realize now that I forgot France 6, very fiddly rule, so I should have added an explorer to a land without one. The only land that would apply to is this one, so that's France 6 from last turn. Okay. And then War Among the Han. Let's see, in the land with the most Han, push half the Han rounded down. Okay. Let's see, I'm defending this land, so that's actually okay. Alright, Fear card, Terror level 1. Defend 1 in all lands. Okay, cool. So Ravage. So we're going to Ravage here. It's defended 4. So Dahan will fight back and kill that town. Here, it has my Incarna, which is empowered. It is going to Blight Oh, am I not going to have a sacred site? So let's see. Invaders, Dahan, and beasts can't be damaged or destroyed at the Incarna. But my presence can be. Ah, I knew that that was going to... Yeah, I'm not going to get Revoked Sanctuary, so I can't lose that sacred site. I'm going to retcon a little bit, knowing that my presence can get destroyed. Instead, I'm going to have my sacred site be here from the growth. Yeah, so... okay. So I won't be able to get Revoked Sanctuary and cast out is the big thing with that, but it should be fine. Okay, that's that. Build in wetlands. No builds. And we get Explore Mountains with the escalation. So the escalation is going to add a town to a land without a town, or a blight to a land that does have towns. So we'll get a couple guys here. That's where my Incarna is going next, most likely. And also a town there. Okay, that's that. I really want to get Jungle explored, but it is what it is. Okay, so that's done. We go to slow powers. I've kept the sacred site with a slight retcon, so I do have some slow powers. Let's see, do I have any levels of this? I have the second, so I can gather a Dahan and an explorer. No France 6 because every land has an explorer, so that's actually okay. But I'll have to do something about A. Alright. No. So what's the best way to do this? I don't think I really need to shelter under branches. Maybe I'll gather a Dahan over here so I can get a counterattack potentially. Not going to gather an explorer though. And then I will use Slithered Undergrowth, or Ravaged Undergrowth Slithers back to life. I'm going to replace this Blight with a Wilds. 1 fear, 3 damage. So I'm going to kill that city for 2 more fear. Gets me another fear card. And then I can push that wild. So let's go over to the coast. Because that's going to ravage. So if I can keep it from exploring a second time, it's going to be a little bit better. Although really... yeah, I think that's best. No, I'll go in here. That's going to be easier to deal with. Okay, so discard cards and go back to growth. Alright, so options here. I have 4 blight on, or 4 towns left, so I'm not too close to the town limit. But I probably am going to go to Blighted Island this turn, so it is what it is. It happens sometimes against France. Getting that Mountain Explorer first was just rough. I think I'm going to go for a growth 3 again, so let's gain my energy. I'm going to gain a power card. I think I would like another miner. Guardian Serpents isn't bad. Renewing Boon is also actually pretty good target self. So choose land where both you and target spirit have presence, but it's target self in this case. Remove Blade, and target spirit may add one of their destroyed presence. It's got great elements. So again, Blight removal, not great against France, but if I can lean into it, maybe it wouldn't be awful. So between that and Guardian Serpents, I think I like Guardian Serpents more though. Can use that to defend here. It does have Sun and Earth, no plant. Yeah, let's go for Guardian Serpents. I'm going to place from top. Then I'm going to replace one of these with my Incarna. And I've got the Slave Rebellion coming up, so now I can replace this town with a Dahan, so that's going to be cool. Got a Sacred Site here. I'm also going to stop the build there, which is great. So yeah, that works out really well. Getting 2 energy. And getting to that 4 energy space is going to be really good, give me a lot more flexibility for natures. Let's go with Radiant and Hollow Ground is actually going to be quite good here, because I can hit the coast. Yeah, I like that. And Guardian Serpents. Still have Dire Metamorphosis in hand, just haven't played it yet. Okay. Only got 1 plant, but it is what it is. So let's go into fast powers. I'm going to use Radiant and the Hollow Grove, which is 2 fear. I'm going to remove an Explorer here and here. Then I've got Guardian Serpents, so I'm going to add a beast into this land and defend it 4. And that's it. So let's go into my event. So this should be my Slave Rebellion. Level 1. On each board, add 1 strife to 1 town. That'll be over here. And then at the end, aid the uprising. So invaders with strife take 1 damage per Dahan present. And add 1 Dahan per town or city that that destroys. So we've got that there. Okay. And then I put this back under the top 4, actually, because I'm drawing a new one. Visions Out of Time. A spirit more loosely time-moored than others. Is going to warn of catastrophes settle seeds. Each spirit chooses to let the warning waft into days past. Lose 1 energy. I'll have none to lose, so that's fine. Place most expensive non-unique power card in hand or discard with 1 of the same type. Huh. You can get a different major with that. That's not bad. I don't mind the major that I have, but getting another one is probably okay. Or I can head off the problems myself, add 1 omen token. Land without omens that has the most invaders. After the Ravage step next turn, add each omen to fear, invaders Ravage. Huh. I've never taken that action. Let's see, with the most invaders, so it would be here or here. I think I'm going to let the warning waft into days past, so I don't have any energy to lose, which is fine, but I can replace my most expensive non-unique, which is Ravaged Undergrowth, so lures back to life. With another major. So I'm going to draw top 4. Take 1. So I've got Indomitable Claim, which is great. Plague ships sail to distant ports. Maybe interesting against France. Sea monsters is fun. Okay. Don't think I really have the means to threshold sea monsters. I do really have the ability to threshold Indomitable Claim. Might be the overpowered card, but in this set, it's the only one that I really like, so I'm going to take it. So sue me. And I'm going to put it into discard. Okay. Prey on the Heedless, and each lane with beasts, 1 damage per beast. Cool. Strength from Trade, lands with Dahan have defend 2, and lands with towns and cities and no Dahan, ravage actions do +1 damage. Doesn't matter. Okay. Alright, Fear card, Terra level 1. Explorers are reluctant. Skip the next, or during the next normal explore, we skip the lowest numbered land matching the invader card on each board. Pretty good against France. Alright, now to the Ravage. They are going to Ravage in Wetlands. Let's do this one first. They will fight back and destroy that town. Then we're going to go Blighted. So they've got that. We've got Back Against the Wall. That's what I had last game. Let me shuffle this. I might not have shuffled the Blighted Island cards. Although sometimes my shuffling just brings the same card back on top, so if it happens again, I'll play it through. I think my town pool is off as well, because I have 2 towns on the board and 6 over there, so I should have 1 fewer. Okay. Still healthy. Okay, actually that's not bad. The Border of Life and Death, now in each invader phase. Until this card is replaced, each ferret with at least 2 presence on the island destroys 1 presence and may discard a power card to gain 1 energy. Interesting. Don't know that I played with that. So we've got 1 blight there. Oh, that might not last long. But if I get a blighted island effect next turn, I'll at least avoid that. Okay. Alright, so that's the Ravage. Now we go to the build. They will build a town, unfortunately. Here they're going to skip the build, because my presence, or my incarna, is empowered. And then we've got Explore into Wetlands. That's a little bit of an issue, but I do have an Indomitable Claim, so I can stop that next turn without too much issue. I'm avoiding France 6 because I have explorers in every land somehow, and then we've also got. Oh wait, I can skip the lowest lumbered land because I have explorers are reluctant, so they're not going to explore into A2. Doesn't really change much. Okay, and we've also got the escalation, so let's throw town over into A5. Invaders are done. We've got a slow powers. I think I've just got shelter under tower and branches because I don't have a don't have a second plant. 2 turns away. Well, maybe 1 turn with Indomitable Claim. So, what do I want to do? Stop the Ravage pretty easily. So I can just gather 1 Dahan. So let's gather this Dahan in here, and then I'll probably defend that just to wipe it out. Probably let A1 go unless I just get an event that deals with it, or a fear card that deals with it. Yeah, I think that's alright. So that's that. Discard cards, go back to growth. I think I do want to reclaim. No, do I? If I reclaim, I'm not going to... I'm not going to be able to move my incarna to defend that land and get the attack. Ugh, that's annoying. So yeah, maybe instead of the gathering into there, I'm going to gather into here. Yeah, I'll gather that one. That's fine. Okay, I'm not going to reclaim. I don't want to. Maybe I need to. Yeah, I'm going to reclaim. Alright, let's go top track. Get that 4 energy space. 0 range, so let's go... let's just go here. Because I know I'm probably going to lose one. Okay. I've got 4 energy. And definitely playing Indomitable Claim. And all I need to do to threshold that is play another card with Earth. So I think I have a free card with Earth. I do. It's Carapace Land. Also Blooming of the Rocks and Trees. That might be better. So let's see, if I'm defending this land instead, let's put my presence here. No, I'll stick with this. Instead of Carapace Land, I will go Blooming of the Rocks and Trees. I'll probably eat a white here, but I don't really care. So I think it'll set up better for next turn for me. Yeah. Okay, that's that. I can unlock the plants, so I'll have 2 plant. Yep, that'll work okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and go into fast powers. So I'm going to use Indomitable Claim with the threshold. So I'm going to do 3 fear for that. Add a presence here, and they're going to skip all actions in that land. I'm messing up my Dahan management, but it's fine. The 3 fear is good, so care about that more than the defend 20. So skip all actions there. And that's it for fast powers. So let's go into an event. Influx of settlers. So on the single board with the most towns and cities, add 1 town per player, which is 1. It's going to be here. Yep. Okay, Sandstalkers. On each board, add 1 beast to the sands with the most invaders. 1 fear if invaders are present there, which they are. Which pushes me into Terra level 2, which is very good, actually. Because those Terra level 2 cards are a lot more effective than Terra level 1. Network of support and trade. When invaders ravage, if the land has Dahan, defend 1 plus defend 1 per adjacent Dahan. Okay. 2 Terra level 2 fear cards. Each player mimic the Dahan, so let's see. Each player removes 1 explorer or town with each player replaces 1 explorer or town with 1 Dahan in a land with 2 or more Dahan. So that's okay. I can only do that up here. I'll have to be a little bit better about managing my Dahan. I wasn't able to remove a town. Okay. Then overseas trade seems safer. Defense 6 in all coastal lands. Invaders do not build cities in coastal lands this turn. Okay, well they would have built a coastal city here, so that's cool. Ravage in mountains, so they're skipping here. This one is going to ravage, which is fine. I've got memory fades to dust. Oh, I think I forgot the effect. I could have discarded a power card to gain an energy, and I do have to destroy a presence, so I'll destroy this presence and discard Guardian Serpents for an energy. But now I get the Blighted Island card. Memory fades to dust, so at the beginning of each invader phase, each spirit forgets a power or destroys one of their presents. That's fine. Okay. That's that. Build in wetlands. They're skipping the city build here. They will build there. And explore into sands with the escalation. Oh, just one. Again, I avoid France 6 because there's an explorer in every land. Escalation still goes through though, so I'm going to have to add a town here. And my town count is getting pretty precarious. Okay. Alright, so those are done. Let's go to slow powers. I'm going to add a wilds and a fatality token into this land. So you don't have to worry about that ravaging. Oh, I can't do both. I don't have 2 plants, so just a vitality. Okay. Also, you can only add the wilds if there are no invaders present. So, just doing everything wrong. Alright, I don't have Revoke Sanctuary and cast out because I don't have a moon. Shelter under towering branches. I do have the 2nd level, so again, can gather a Dahan. Can gather up to 1 explorer. What are they ravaging in? They're ravaging in wetlands. Okay. Probably just going to have to reclaim, but it's not the worst thing in the world, honestly. Maybe I should have just defended that land. Oh well. It is what it is. Okay, well let's set up a stack of Dahan somewhere. So I'm gonna gather a Dahan in here. And I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, discard cards and go back to growth. I am gonna reclaim. So I can get an Indomitable Claim out again. Yeah, I can't do that. Okay. My town count is very low. They're building 1 town this turn, so I am okay. As long as I don't get an event that adds towns, I should be fine. Although they do have another stage 2 card, so... And it's going to be coastal or jungle, so I can always... Well... Yeah, I would have to add a town if it's jungle. Okay. So, yep, I'll have to probably destroy a town in the fast phase. Fortunately, I think I can do that. Maybe. No, I don't quite have the energy for it. Let's see, they're doing 5, 6, 7, 8 damage there. Might have to let it go. So instead of doing Indomitable Claim, I can do Radiant and Hollow Grove and remove 2 towns with that. Which might be better. Yeah, I think that's the way I have to do this, because if I had a town in the event, or if the Explorer here is jungle, I'm going to lose to town count. So that means that I do have to let this go. I don't have the energy to afford Indomitable Claim and Radiant and Hollow Grove. Well, no, I'm lying. I can go top, and then I would be fine. Yeah, I take it all back. I'm going top. So let's do that. I'll go Sacred Site here. Now I have 6 energy, actually 7. And I can do Indomitable Claim and Radiant and Hollow Grove. I don't have Indomitable Claim thresholded, so I don't get the 3 fear, but that's okay. I don't really need it. Okay, so better thresholds for me this turn. Alright, so going into the fast phase, Radiant and Hollow Grove, I'm going to remove a town here and a town here. I get 2 fear for that. Indomitable Claim, I'm going to defend 20 in this land. Add a presence from bottom. And that's it. So let's go to an event. Blighted Island. So, and at the start of each invader phase, I forget a power or destroy 1 presence. I can probably forget a power. I'm going to forget Guardian Serpents. And now the World's Vibrance fades. Remove 1 blight per player from the blight card, returning it to the box. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I'm going to take 4 more blight, and if I do, I'm in big trouble. Territorial Beasts. On each board, isolate a land with beasts. 1 fear if invaders are present. And Years of Health and Harmony. On each board with 5 or more Dahan, add 1 Dahan to the land with the most Dahan. Well, that's going to be a big stack up here. I've got to move those around sometime. Alright, no fear card this turn, so we've got Ravage and Wetlands. They'll just remove this Vitality token. This one's defended 20. Build in Sands. So we've got a town and a city. And then it was the jungle, so I'm glad that I did what I did. Because that means I'm going to have to put a town down somewhere. And that's going to be a lot of builds, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to deal with those. Put that up there. Okay. Then we got the slow powers, so I've got Shelter Under Towering Branches. I've got the 2nd level, so I can gather up to 1 Dahan. Gather up to 1 Explorer. I think that I'm coming up on the Slave Rebellion next turn. No, two turns. Yeah, 2 turns away from the Slave Rebellion, so don't have to rely on that to win. Need to stop all these town builds somewhere else. Somehow else. Can't gather towns yet. Okay. Well, let's gather this guy. And I'll remove 2 explorers for 2 fear. Okay. Now we go to... Yeah, now we discard cards and go back to growth. I don't think I can loop Indomitable Claim again. As cool as it would be. Probably gonna have to stop a build, which is fine. So let's go grow 3. Going to add from bottom, and then replace that presence with my empowered incarna. That will stop the build. Gain 1 energy. I'm going to gain a major. Ooh, Pyroclastic Flow is very nice against France. I don't think I can threshold it. I have no fire, so I cannot, but it's still pretty good. We've got Ravages going down into Sands, which I can somewhat defend. I can defend 6 there, so that's okay. Yeah, Trees and Stones speak of war. That's pretty good. Let's go with this one. Easy to threshold. I'm just gonna forget Indomitable Claim from discard. I've kind of gotten the use out of it that I've needed. Alright, I get 6 more energy. That's 5. 6. I'm going to play the Trees and Stones Speak of War. I'm going to play Dire Metamorphosis. And Carapace Land. I think I threshold it. Yep. Cool. And next turn I'll have the Slave Rebellion. Okay. Yep, that should be fine. Maybe I go Thriving Choke Fungus instead of Dire Metamorphosis. No, I'm doing Dire Metamorphosis. I've got a bunch of Vitality tokens I can eat up with it, so it's definitely worthwhile. Alright, and I've got lots of thresholds here, so I think I'm in good shape. I don't have 2 Moon, I don't have 3 Sun, but that should be fine. Okay. Alright, cool. Let's go into it. So I'm going to use fast power, so I'm going to use the Trees and Stones Speak of War onto this land. It's 1 damage and defend 2 per Dahan and target land, so that's 5 damage. So I can destroy a city and a town. And then I have the threshold, so you may push up to 2 Dahan, moving the defend effect with them. And I'm going to push them over into A8. 1 damage to Dahan is fine. It'll heal up. Yeah, yep, that's good. Okay. Other fast powers, Carapace Land. I'm going to defend 6 right here. And I'm good to go. So we've got an event. Ethereal Conjunction, confluence of spiritual forces, gathers into an unformed maelstrom. Each spirit chooses to destroy 1 presence and lose 1 energy. Also, memory fades to dust, so I either forget a power or destroy 1 presence. I'm going to destroy a presence, I think. I've got a good amount on the board, so let's go with... I don't have a Sacred Site at my tree. Let's get that one. I should have kept my ability to restore remove presence, but it is what it is. Alright, so I can destroy 1 presence and lose 1 energy, or seek to control it, that would exhaust me. Choose any non-major power of mine, put it into play without playing its cost, use it immediately, and then forget it. Okay. I think I want to keep Radiant and Hollow Grove until Terry level 3, so I'm not going to forget that. I'm going to do Thriving Choke Fungus. And put that in here. Okay, and then I forget it. And discard all power cards from hand, which is fine, because I think I was going to reclaim anyway. Alright, irregular outbreaks. Disease doesn't prevent builds this invader phase. 1 fear per board with disease. I got that one thanks to that ability. And then 10 to Living Earth. On each board with 5 or more Dahan, remove 1 Blight and a land with Dahan. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, 1 more Blight removal and I'll be able to actually put them back on the Blighted Island card. Let's go into fear cards. I have 2. Terror level 2. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan. 1 damage per Dahan there. Yeah, it'll make it easier to deal with this land, so let's do that. Or I could do it up here. Yeah, let's do that. 1 damage per Dahan there. Okay. Let's see, I can stop them from building a city. Yeah, I like that. So let's do the damage to that. Yeah, because I'll be able to destroy 1 with the Slave Rebellion, but... Okay, yeah, so that should be good. Okay. Dahan attack. Angry mobs in each lane with 2 or more explorers. Destroy 1 town or explorer per 2 explorers. So that's 1, 2. I think that's it. Ravage in Sands. This one's defended 6. This one, Dahan will take a damage and then fight back and kill that guy. Build in Jungle. So we got build here, no build there. And then we've got Explore, Jungle, and Sands. Oof, lots of stuff in here. Okay, that's it. So let's go to slow power. So I forgot to pay for all my stuff. It was 3 energy. Okay, so Dire Metamorphosis I'm going to throw up into A8. It's going to be 1 fear, 1 damage to Dahan. It's going to add every token. And a Blight, which just gets absorbed by the Vitality. So... It's a great card. Okay, that's that. I don't have Revoke Sanctuary and Cast Out because I don't have a Sacred Site at my Incarna. Oh, you know, it's 1... No, it's... Yeah, no, it still works. But I do have Showering under Towering Branches, Shelter under Towering Branches, so I can gather some stuff. Let's see, Jungle and Sands. I'm going to gather 1 Dahan here. And I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it. Okay. I've got a plan for next turn. So discard cards and go back to growth. I am going to reclaim to add a presence at a range 0. So let's add it where my Incarna is. I get 6 energy. 4 card plays, which is dope. I'm getting close-ish to terror level 2. I'm gonna have to speed that up a little bit. So let's go with the trees and stones speak of war. Radiant and hallowed ground. Carapace land. And I think I want something with moon. Because that'll give me the highest level here. So I'll have the highest level of both my innates if I get something with moon. So that is what I want to do. So maybe dire metamorphosis again. Blooming of the rocks and trees sounds better, actually. So, alright, that doesn't have moon. Oh, I actually don't need Carapace land. I can do Entwine the Fates of All instead. And then do Blooming of the Rocks and Trees. Or can I do Blooming and Dire Metamorphosis? I think so, right? You make sure I still have my thresholds here. So I've got 2 moon, 2 sun, 4 earth, or 4 plant. I've got 3 sun, 2 earth, and 4 plant. Yep, I'm good. So I think that's the way to go. Should be a nice combo. Oh, I know why I need that. I need the defense. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So, no dire metamorphosis. It will be Entwine the Fates of All. That's fine. Okay. So let's go into fast powers. First, the trees and stones speak of war. I'm going to use over here. Kill those 2 explorers. Push 2 Dahan into this land. Okay. In this land, I'm going to defend 4 with Entwine the Fates of All. And then Radiant in the Hollow Grove, I'm going to do 2 Fear. Remove an Explorer. And I'll remove a town from here. Okay, that's that. Now we go to the invader phase. So at the start of the phase, I'm either going to forget a power or destroy a presence. Let's go ahead and just forget Carapace land, I suppose. Now forget Dire Metamorphosis. It was good for 1 use. Okay. Yeah, now we get to an event. Slave Rebellion. So I'm at the full rebellion. On each board, destroy 1 town. So that'll be this one. Add 1 strife to any 2 towns and cities. Enter it there. Then every invader takes 1 damage per strife. Okay, then aid the uprising. Invaders with strife take 1 damage per Dahan present. Add 1 Dahan per invader this destroys. So 1 fear. And I'll get 3 fear from these. My town limit is looking pretty healthy. Let's see, I've got 2 5 there, so that's good. I'm 2 fear away from terror level 3, and only 2 cities left on the map. Should be able to clean them up next turn, I think. Hopefully, because it's getting close to the end. Alright, so that's that. I get to add 2 Dahan in here. Alright, that's that. Slave Rebellion's done. Let's get a real event. Far off wars touch the island. Invaders from a different distant land launch an assault on the island, while the invaders here rally together in a wave of nationalism. Defending the island with them might come at too high a price. I'm going to add a fear card to the top of the fear deck, potentially. Well, no, I do have to do that. Okay. Don't love it. It just puts me off from terror level 3, but I can get a lot of fear right now. So I can encourage the destruction. Should be here. It's Cascade, but it's probably okay. Add 2 without cascading. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do that. It's going to get me a lot of fear to get to terror level 4, so I'm going to encourage the destruction. Add 2 blight here without cascading. Sadly, does destroy my presence. And then destroy half of towns rounding up and half of cities rounding up, as well as doing 4 fear. So that's that. 3 more fear. Pushes me into terror level 3. And now I've got 4 terror level 3 fear cards coming up. Ecosystem damage. On each board, add 1 Badlands to a land with Blight. Let's go here. And return to Old Pillars. On each board, gather 1 or 2 Dahan into a land with Dahan setup symbols. Alright, 4 fear cards, terror level 4, or terror level 3, and I might win the game right here. If not, I should win in the slow phase. Some Tall Tales of Savagery. Each player remove 2 explorers or 1 town from each land with Dahan. So I've got no towns on the board right now. Then remove 1 city from each land with at least 2 Dahan. Unfortunately, couldn't get Dahan into that land. Isolation. Each player removes an invader from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. Unfortunately, there's 3 here. So France rules, I can't remove explorers, and there's only explorers, so I'm just going to leave that alone. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from a land with presence, or 1 city from a land with a sacred site. Fortunately, don't have a sacred site there, so again, can't remove those explorers. And each player may place 1 city with 1 town, or 1 town with 1 explorer in a coastal land. So, unfortunately, none of the fear cards win me the game. But I think I'm okay. So, let's go into the Ravage. This Ravage will destroy a Dahan because of that Badlands, but the Dahan will fight back and kill the explorer. This Ravage here, it's defended 4, so they're not going to do enough damage. Dahan will fight back and kill 2 of those explorers. We've got a build in jungle, so they're not building here, no build there, no build there. Just going to build 2 towns here, which is fine. And explore into sands and wetlands. And this may be the first time that I do get the France 6 effect since turn 1. So France 6 puts 1 up in A8. Now I go into the slow powers, and I should be able to clean up the game. So let's just add a vitality just for fun. Over here. Then I've got Shelter Under Tolerant Branches, so I have the highest level. I can gather up to 1 Dahan. Gather up to 1 Explorer. Gather up to 1 town. And gather up to 1 city, which is very cool. Then revoke Sanctuary and cast out. I'm going to remove 1 explorer or town, remove another explorer or town, and then remove 1 invader, which is that city. That does 3 fear. and now there are no cities on the board, so I win a Terror level 3 victory against France 6. Not the easiest one in the world. It was a bit of a struggle, even with Indomitable Claim and then Trees and Stone Speak of War, so I'm sure that I could have played this better. I do think that the initial Explore being mountains was the hardest initial Explore, because that immediately created a city and got Triangle Trade proccing, so there's nothing I could do about that short of getting a miner that would push out in the fast phase. Didn't happen, so that was a bit unfortunate, but, that's okay. And the fact that I could win this with probably the hardest draw from that initial opening is good, especially since France is very front-loaded in difficulty, and the first couple turns are really the most difficult. So, overall, I think I'm pretty happy with how I played this. I do like this spirit quite a bit. Towering Roots, maybe other people have different opinions on them. I feel like it's kind of in the same mode as some of the Jagged Earth spirits, like I would say like Lure and Vengeance, where they're good spirits, where it always feels like you're like one element or one energy or one card play away from just completely taking over the game. And you can have very flexible growth options, going top track or bottom track or a mix of both. I think all of those spirits have a lot of flexibility, and that's pretty cool. So not necessarily my favorite spirits, but I think they're really well designed, and I think this falls into that as well. So hopefully I'll be able to play more games with Towering Roots of the Jungle. I think they're really cool. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do with it. Now, the turn 2 in Power, I think ended up working out okay against France. I don't know that I would do that against many other adversaries, maybe England, but yeah, against France it seems pretty strong. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you liked this one, this long game against France 6, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what level 6 adversary you'd like to see next. I think the spirits that I have left are Finder, Shroud, Emerald Behemoth, let's see, the Water Spirit from Nature Incarnate, and maybe one or two more. I'll have to look at the list again. I'll post it in post. So let me know which of these spirits you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see everybody next week.